What is up, guys? My name is Chris, aka the Silverwolf, and today we've got something special. Taliyah the Stoneweaver has finally been announced and released. And today I'm going to go over all of her abilities and everything. As you can see up here, Taliyah Champion Spotlight is right here. That is Bro Fresco's thing on it. And before I watch his, I wanted to do my own video on this just to see what it's like. So let's get into this real fast. Taliyah, the Stoneweaver, is tough being different, and Taliyah's earth-shattering powers have always set her apart from the crowd. She's a control mage who weaves the ground beneath her into a deadly weapon. When she sets her sights on a destination, the world itself shifts to get her there. So we have her passive, Rock Surfing. When out of combat, Taliyah builds movement speed whenever traveling near walls. Let's take a look at that real fast. Alright. You can see her slowly starting to get a little bit faster, and now she is rock surfing. Oh, she's actually rock surfing. I gotta give it to you, Taliyah. People said you couldn't surf on land, you just proved them wrong. So that's actually a kind of a cool ability as well as its design standpoint, because yes, it does make you move faster, but you look cool doing it. You're surfing on land. It's awesome. It's like those windsurfer dudes, or the sand surfers. If you've never seen a sand surfer, go check it out on YouTube. They are amazing. They ride the dunes using the wind itself, and they can go up dunes itself. It's really cool. So let's look at our Q. Threaded Volley. Passive. Taliyah gains increased movement speed when traversing worked ground. So worked ground is this, I'm guessing. It centers around her at points. Taliyah rips up the ground around her, firing a volley of 5 stone shards in a target direction while moving freely. So she's like Tarek's stun now. Casting Threaded Volley converts the area into worked ground for a few minutes. Additionally, Threaded Volley casts over worked ground will yield just 1 rock projectile. Okay, so whenever she uses her Q, Threaded Volley, she initially brings up 5 rocks and can move around while casting them. I'm guessing they stay in a straight line while you're doing it. They don't go where you first aimed. That's my guess. I'm not going to take a look at it yet. I want to try and explain this to see if I'm right. And then whenever the worked ground comes up, you only yield 1 rock projectile because you've already used up almost all the rocks in that area. So you got to make a new worked area by activating your Q, Threaded Volley, somewhere else. So let's take a look at it. Alright. It's a skill shot, yeah, that's what we thought. 3, 4, 5. Alright, so that was 5. You didn't show it moving. Dang it, Rita, why do you do this? It says you can, while moving freely, but you don't even show it moving freely. But let's take a look at that damage real fast. Look at the damage. So the first 2 are rather slow, but the 3rd, 4th, and 5th shot come out rapid fire, giving you no time to react to them. But you do have time to react to the 1st and 2nd shot. So if you can get free of that, if you can get past them, you can get past the 4th, 5th, or the 3rd, 4th, and 5th shot. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. Seismic Shove. Taliyah marks a target location. After a brief delay, the ground erupts, knocking up and damaging all enemies caught in the blast zone. Taliyah can recast Seismic Shock before it erupts to throw the victims in any targeted direction, even over walls. So let's take a look at this. Alright. Oh, so it's actually a pretty small area. Interesting. Oh, okay. So that's a multi-cast type thing. You first you place it, and then you can choose which way you want to chuck them, if you want to chuck them. So they casted it and then chose this way, which chucked them a small area. I'm guessing you don't have. It doesn't. It probably just knocks them up or to the sides if you don't do the second cast. Is what I'm guessing. Look at that picture though. That looks pretty. All right, here we go. Unraveled Earth. Taliyah scatters boulders into the ground before her. Opponents who dash through the fractured earth take damage from an explosion. After a few seconds, any remaining rocks in the field erupt, dealing a second wave of damage. Look at that pretty placement, though. Let's take a good look at it. Oh, it's a cone. Okay. Okay, so it's not just someone who walks through it. I mean, well, yeah, you walk through it and take damage, but you take damage initially. After that, you don't take any more damage. Okay, I got it. That's actually an interesting ability when you think about it. So, when I first saw one of the things for Taliyah, I thought that if you walked over on the ground, the rocks themselves would break and thus do damage to you. But it doesn't look like that's the case at all, which is kind of interesting. Alright, and now we have her ultimate, her R, Weaver's Wall. Taliyah briefly channels before summoning a massive wall of spiraling rock that tears through the rift in a target direction. Taliyah can reactivate Weaver's Wall while channeling to ride atop the wall as it emerges. Taliyah taking damage or inputting a move command in any direction will cut her ride short. Does it cut the ultimate off short though? Let's check. Alright, so it's got a pretty long range. It's going off the screen. Oh my god, that's half a map. That is half a map, but look how pretty that is. Let's take a look at it again. I mean, pause. Look at that detail. I like that. That is some earthbending technique there. And you can see the path she's projected on even in the fog of war, which makes me think that enemies can too, so they can kind of react to it, or try to react to it. You can see she's almost covered completely. She's stone surfing again. She was stone surfing. And it stays there for a certain amount of time too. That's pretty cool. I like that. I really like that. Alright, her laning. Taliyah is all about control. She dictates when and where she fights by setting up a gauntlet of traps for her lane opponent to navigate. To win trades, she can close off a section of the lane with unraveled earth, her R. No, which one's unraveled? That one. E, yes. I know my letters. And knock her opponents into the trap of a well-placed seismic shove. With her opponent exposed, a quick threaded volley will melt their health. Okay. But that one takes a little bit of time to prepare though, that's the thing. Her her seismic shove. So you gotta be pretty quick to react. Okay. Spamming Taliyah's abilities in lane will slowly diminish her dueling power. However, since ground which has been worked by threaded volley won't produce enough missiles to effectively stave off fast approaching attackers. Experienced Taliyah players will work around this by carefully working strips of ground into a trail leading to her tower. She can use the exhausted pathways as an escape route when thirsty enemy junglers come barreling into her lane. So you can have multiple worked earths up, so they don't replenish as soon as you use the ability again somewhere else. So that's something to keep in mind. If she's winning trades and dodging ganks, Taliyah excels at pushing waves into towers with her area of effect attacks. Once she's pushed her wave, her passive lets her bust out her rock board and surf over to a friendly lane with tremor-inducing speed. Ooh. She'll cruise alongside the map's walls, constantly gaining movement speed before blasting into an enemy's lane. Enemy's? Buddy's lane, yes. Building an item like Luden's Echo gives Shurima's greatest and only surfer the means to dart around even faster, making her roams especially deadly. She is not the only surfer. Irelia surfs on her blades as what was it? Her? No, it's not her dance. I think it's her taunt. I want to say it's her taunt, but she can surf on her blades. She doesn't actually move while surfing, but still. She can ride her blades like a surfboard. So no, that is not the only surfer. If you thought Taliyah's ganks were cataclysmic because of her passive, just wait till she hits level 6. Weaver's Wall lets her roam to other lanes with ease. The wall she rides in on can block off escape routes for the poorer souls she chooses to gain. Okay. Clever Taliyah players will use her ult to instantly apply pressure to far-flung objectives on the map. The enemy team taking Dragon? Excellent. Just cruise over there and fill the pit with unraveled earth. Then blast the enemy jungler out of the fight using Seismic Shove. They're fighting Baron but taking a lot of damage? Sweet. Simply line up your ult to wall off the Baron pit with them in it, sealing the squishies in the oven to prepare a delicious feast for your team. That sounds so... Holy hell, that's satanic right there. I like it. I like that. Makes me sound satanic too. Good. I'm not really, but still. Goddamn. That sounds amazing. Taliyah's strongest items allow her even greater control over her opponent's movements. When she dings a fleeing enemy with threaded volley, while wielding Riley's Crystal Scepter, the item's soul effect will make it that much easier for her to land her signature lockup into Unraveled Earth combo. Okay. Items that boost her low in combat movement speed help the Stoneweaver quickly maneuver herself into the best spot to control any battle. And we get a cool picture of her riding her rock board on Earth. I mean, that is an amazing looking picture, you gotta admit. Little Shuriman Jewel right there. Not bad. Face is kind of interesting though. Oh well. Is her eye off? Slightly. In team fights, Taliyah's I've got eye on the mind. In team fights, Taliyah's area of effect abilities give her masterful power over her enemy's positioning. She might use Seismic Toss or Seismic Toss. I don't know why I keep saying that. Seismic Shove to hurl incoming juggernauts away from the fight, then slow the enemy's team's exposed backline with carefully planted Unraveled Earth. Taliyah's damageless ult means that she won't bring major bursts into fights, but she can unearth her Weaver's Wall to split their team in half, giving Taliyah and her teams the chance to gang up on exposed opponents before moving into those left behind. But from what I saw, she'll have to be to the side. She won't actually be in the action at that point. So that's kind of interesting. Because if you're fighting in somewhere like mid lane, you can get behind them, wait for some of them to go back because you know they're going to be running away, because that's just how enemies do, of course. And then you can use your wall and split them off. But you'll have to be at an angle so that it hits from wall to wall of the lane. So you have to have great positioning for that kind of stuff. Once a team fight has ended, Taliyah is able to press her advantage with speed and grace. Her passive lets her rapidly cruise alongside jungle walls, catching up to escaping enemies or making her way to a far-flung tower. Once late game hits and she drops a third point in her ultimate, its range increases enormously. She can steal an enemy blue buff after a fight, then Weaver's Wall to double time it all the way back to the enemy's Brambleback camp for the double. Wow, that is a range. Yeah, that's half a map away. Holy crap. Alright, so she works well with Lucian, Lee Sin, and Poppy. Lucian because enemy frontliners will find themselves eating a relentless volley of rocks and bullets when running down Taliyah and Lucian. Plus, if the Purifier ever finds himself caught out, the Stoneweaver can ult to summon a massive rock wall near his location. Lucian's relentless pursuit lets him dash over the wall for safety quite easily. So the wall you can dash over, fly over, all that other good stuff that some champions lack. Lee Sin. Lee Sin's powerful gains combined with Taliyah's deadly roams make the mid-game very scary for their opponents. But they jive especially well in teamfights, when Lee Sin uses Dragon's Rage to punt enemy laners into Taliyah's Unraveled Earth. The kick and stones will probably break their bones. Okay, so Freak made that one. I know Freak made that one. God, the puns. The puns, man, the puns. Taliyah's ganks are extra devastating when the Keeper of the Hammer uses her heroic charge to pin enemies into the Stoneweaver's wall. In team fights, Poppy can unleash her hammer to deport opponents to the far side of the wall, splitting teams even further. Okay, so ultimate upon ultimate is really good. She struggles against Zed, Malphite, and LeBlanc. Taliyah is safe from nimble opponents so long as she's got Earth between her and them, but she struggles against baddies who can dodge her rock barrage and slip past her defenses. She'll want to stay well out of the Master of Shadows ult range, or she'll find herself marked for death. The Stoneweaver works best at the edge of the team fights, but Malphite has a way of bringing the battles straight to his targets. The Shard of Monoliths, yes, the Shard of Monoliths, Hard CC, and Engage are anathema, to Taliyah. It's hard to weave stones when a living boulder knocks you 10 feet into the air. Ain't that the truth? Oh, I've had so many rough times with that, I tell you. LeBlanc, the Deceiver. If Taliyah can't catch a champion with her seismic shove, her damage output suffers. Enter LeBlanc, who's got enough tricks up her sleeve to keep Taliyah grounded, and also dead. Later this week, we'll drop in some insights. Okay. Alright, so that's Taliyah, guys. That's her new ability, or that's her abilities, I should say. That's what we've got to expect for this new champion. So she is a control mage. I haven't seen her auto attacks yet, so I can't say if my earlier predictions were true. And I was kind of right about her ultimate. I can't remember what else I said in my video, so I can't really say. But I think I got about half of it right. If not, oh well. I got at least some of it right. I'm happy with that. So, that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this. That is Taliyah, the newest champion. The Weaver of Stones. Or the Stone Weaver. Same thing, different phrase, whatever. So, hello Taliyah. Pretty girl. She's a pretty bird, isn't she? Thank you all for joining, guys. If you liked this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.